Hey everybody, what's going on? My name's Kang, and today I'm going to be going over how I budget, and I'm going to be giving you guys a free budgeting template. If you guys just want to skip to the part where I explain how to use the budget and how to download it, you can skip to this time code right here. Now, before we get started with the budget, go down in the comments and let me know what you guys use to budget and how you like it. And while you're there, please consider hitting the like button as it really helps the channel grow. Alright, so I've been using this budget template for around 2 years now, and it's worked really well for me. And how it works is every single time you buy something, you spend 10 to 15 seconds filling it out on this Google form, and then all that information gets parsed into this monthly budget, which shows you your predicted versus your actual spending, and then it gives you really nice visual breakdowns of where your money's going. And then you also have this overview spreadsheet, which is basically the exact same thing, but instead of going month to month, you're going over the whole entire year. Okay, if you want to make your own copy of the Google Drive, all you got to do is go to the link in my description, and it's going to take you to this Google Drive page. And from here, just right click the spreadsheet only the spreadsheet, and make a copy of it. After you make a copy of it, 2 new files should show up on your Google Drive. Okay, so as you can see, these 2 files are now here, and what you're going to want to do is put them into a folder, name it whatever you want. I called mine 2021 Finances. Okay, now open up both of the files in different tabs, and you can name the files to whatever you want right now. Just make sure not to change any of these tab names because it might mess with the formulas. So next, after that, you're going to want to go to the Google form page, hit send, and then hit this button to get the link. And you're going to want to send this link to your phone somehow. So the easiest way that I found to do it was to text it to myself, but you can probably email or whatever. Bear with me, we're almost done. Once you have it on your phone, press the 3 buttons at the right hand corner and then press add to home screen on Android, and for iOS, click the share button and then click add to home screen. Okay, now you're basically done, but just to make sure everything's working properly, make up a fake transaction and see if you can still see it on all your spreadsheets. So I'm just going to do this really quick just to see if I did it properly. Submit. And as you can see here, when we go back to the transactions tab, you can see this brand new one that I just created. Okay, before you go out and start spending money to test if this spreadsheet works, let me go over a couple of things. There's a certain finesse to using this spreadsheet. The first thing you're going to have to do is change your starting balance in the yearly overview page. So I have $1,000 here for a filler, but change it to whatever your own starting balance is. Alright, now you're going to want to add your own expense categories to make it your own spreadsheet. So go over to the monthly budget tab and add a new category. Say for example, you're a painter and you spend like $50 a month on paint. So what you're going to want to do is add paint here and change this value to $50. Now, this should automatically sync with the yearly overview page, but just double check to make sure that it's there. And it is paint. Now we're going to want to add this category into our Google form. So go to the Google form, and under the category section in this drop down, you're going to want to add your new paint category. And one important thing to remember is that the spelling between this page and the other page has to be exactly the same. So that includes uppercases, lowercases, and spaces. Now would also be a great time to change your payment method. So for example, I have my cards here, but obviously your cards are going to be different, so you're going to want to change it. Okay, another really cool thing about this spreadsheet is the ability to filter your expenses and your income and your investments. So say for example, you ask me, hey, I want to see all my expenses. What you could do is press this filter button and only click expenses. And what that would do is filter out everything else that's not an expense. But what's also cool is we can go even further than that. Say for example, we wanted to see all the fast food that was paid with the Amex card. What we could do is press this button, only filter for the fast food, and then click this button to only filter for the American Express card. Now we can see all the transactions that are related to fast food and paid on the Amex. Okay, one last thing I want to show you is how to edit or delete any transactions. So say for example, you made a mistake when you're filling out your Google form, and this is actually supposed to be 124. What you can do is just double click and then edit. It's that simple. And for example, say you wanted to delete a whole entire transaction, it's also very simple. You can just right click and then press remove row, and that will delete the whole entire transaction for you. And don't worry, if you forget any of this stuff, I made a whole entire instruction sheet on the Google form. And you may be wondering, this is a lot of work just to track your finances. Why don't you just use an app like Mint or YNAB? And honestly, there's a bunch of different reasons I don't use those apps, but the most important one is that I'm just a nerd and I don't really like having fun. But seriously, I found Mint was bad sometimes at categorizing my transactions, and I would spend way too much time fixing it. And I also felt that Mint was not really great at e-transferring your friends and then getting money back, or like doing cash payments. So that's what kind of pushed me towards making my own spreadsheet. But there's also YNAB, which is honestly really great, but it costs $11.99 a month. And with that price, you could basically pay for Netflix, which I much rather have. With having your own spreadsheet, you get total control over your data. It's 100% yours, and you can customize it to fit your budget and your lifestyle. And did I mention having your own budget is free? I also like this spreadsheet in particular because I feel like if you're spending only 10 seconds every single time after you buy something, it's a lot less time than retroactively going over and like adding all your transactions at the end of the month and totaling it up. I feel like in the long run, doing it beforehand is a lot faster and saves you a lot more time. And this last reason sounds kind of dumb to me, but I feel more conscious of my spending if I track it right away rather than later. It's kind of like leaving the problem for current me rather than later me and not procrastinating, but that's just me. Anyway, that's all I wanted to say for this video. Let me know in the comments if you end up using this spreadsheet and if you like it. But other than that, thanks for watching. If you liked it, please consider liking and subscribing. I plan to make a video every 2 weeks, so subscribe and hit the bell notification so that you don't miss anything. But other than that, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys the next time. Later.